too refined for chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, she's the type of person, I think, if she went to, let's say there was a chocolate bar,
Yeah.
and she ordered the finest chocolate and they gave her it to her. I'm comparing this to Scotch. And she took a bite, she'd be like, this isn't Macallan's.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I ordered. Give me the real Cadbury. I know this is not Cadbury.
Yeah.
She would know.
She would know. She knows.
But I don't know.
Do you guys have something that you think, like, you are kind of...
If it was replaced out of my life and then something else was put in.
Yeah.
I mean, food-wise, I can eat absolutely anything. Like, it's not like I wouldn't really care. If I found a whole healthy alternative to something, I'm like, I'll go for that.
How would you feel if, let's say, I don't know, there's some food that you like and your girlfriend started switching out for a low sugar version or something like that, but didn't tell you?
All right. So corn chips.
Okay, corn chips. Let's say
Cool,
that.
corn chips,
And then
yeah.
you found out 4 years later.
a reduced salt version of the corn chip.
All of a sudden, she's like you wander into a room and there's all these empty packets of CC. She's like, what are you doing?
I've relapsed.
You see her like sealing CC's closed
She's
again.
got a machine that like heat sinks
She's got a
it.
glue gun. You know what I mean? It's a full thing.
How would you feel?
I'd feel okay because it's healthy for me.
You're like, I think Doritos changed their recipe a few years ago, and she's like, sweating. Jesus.
Yeah, maybe. I think for the health purposes, I'd be like, A-okay for it.
Yeah, I think that part is nice, but I think there is a degree of manipulating your partner and controlling what they're putting in their body.
Yeah.
And also not feeling comfortable to talk to them about it.
I think it, yeah. I think
To treat it like a secret, it makes it feel like you have a real problem.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and like, I don't know, it kind of makes it feel sinister.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
What are you going to say, Thomas?
I was going to say, I
cut
think
you
it all
off.
depends on the what the
Intent?
actual intent is. Like, let's just say, like, I can't think of anything that I don't have a lot of brand loyalty to things that I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to do that. The only thing I can think of is like the type of hair wax I use, right?
Okay.
So if my wife was like, the hair wax you use is made from baby elephants.
Or she hates the smell of it. Let's say
Let's
that.
just say that.
Yeah.
Or if it's
But
made from elephants
yeah.
and she hates the smell.
Yeah, okay.
Because she hates
Smell
elephants.
elephants.
She
Yeah.
hates the smell of elephants. And she swapped it out, like somehow like
Swapped it
changed
out.
the container
Yeah.
so I wasn't being able to notice.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be something because I think it'd be something I would notice though pretty
Yeah.
soon enough. But I would almost be more or less like, oh, they've changed it. It doesn't work the same because I like my routine of being like, I know I can plonk this in and I know it'll work. And
What it's
that's
gonna
it.
do.
But if her intent was because she wanted to save the elephants and not smell elephants, then I would say, well, you could just talk to me about it. You know what I mean? If you have a good enough reason.
And 4 years is crazy.
That
Like,
is
that
nuts.
is... We made that joke about Marcus's girlfriend having a laboratory.
Yeah.
He probably has, like,
Yeah,
his
sure.
own little coffee laboratory where he does it so she can't catch him.
Or like, where does he do it? Does he do it in the car? Like, he goes shopping.
How
and
do
then
you hide that?
Yeah, like, how do you? Like,
How
it's
do
a
you do
massive,
that?
like
Yeah,
a massive
that's nuts.
secret to keep.
Yeah, like I think I would feel attacked. Like, I don't have a drinking problem, but
Yeah.
if I found out my girlfriend had swapped my beers with non-alcoholic beer,
Yeah,
I think it just paints it in a way. It's like you think this is a negative thing about me,
yeah.
and you're kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes.
It's like I didn't
and-
think I had a problem. But
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
seem
now,
to do.
all of a sudden, you've dedicated 4 years of our relationship
Yeah.
to bloody,
Yeah.
you're the puppet master.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And I've been acting drunk. I made an idiot out of myself.
How the fuck did I get done for drunk driving when I was drinking
She's
non-alcoholic
like, I
beer?
paid the police to basically convince you. They're actors,
the long
actually.
con.
Did you not realize that was Marcus dressed as a cop?
I just had a moustache
The
on.
prison
that's
they
it.
let you in was a theatre company. They're all actors.
He was wearing a stripper's cop outfit. They don't wear shorts.
You're out of arrest, under arrest, sir.
Arseless chaps. It's like, I just thought he was very out there. Cop.
Plastic handcuffs. The writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
But look, it's wrong. I think whatever they're doing is wrong.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
Do you feel like he needs to come clean, or
sure.
does he need to start like maybe now saying?
I think
hey,
maybe
we
just
should go
stop.
on decaf.
Maybe just stop doing
She
it.
gets back on
and like never say that it was you. Just stop and then get rid of all of your laboratory stuff. Get rid of anything that you are doing to make
So
it.
do you think he
Cold turkey, yeah.
he burns the laboratory down and doesn't say
And then
anything?
she just goes from having no coffee
wait.
to 6 cups of coffee, like caffeinated coffee a day.
Yeah.
She'd probably be drinking more decaf because it wouldn't be hitting her the same way. Like
Yes.
she would want to hit those highs again.
Yeah.
That's true. But it sounds like she's just adjusted and now she's in the culture of
Yeah.
just having a decaf.
I think
I-
you need to come clean. That's
I think
you're manipulating her.
I think if you just like don't come clean, you just let it go, like what Tom was saying. Then she'll go to the 6 cups and she'll have a heart attack with how much caffeine comes.
Yeah.
gets
Yeah,
in her.
right. Her heart will stop
Maybe you need to say.
instantaneously.
Maybe you need to say, hey, look, I'll come clean. I've been slipping some decaf for you because I feel like you're having too
Maybe
much.
don't tell her 4 years.
Yeah.
But then I think it creates an element of distrust where she might be like,
It's true.
how do I know these are my birth controls? Maybe these are Tic Tacs.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what the hell they are. What
Is this
doing?
rat poison? You're trying to kill me now?
It's true. Yeah, there's a lot of distrust in that relationship.
I don't know what Instagram...
I feel like
I think
at
it's the wrong thing, obviously.
The first thing he should have done is tell her, I think you should go on decaf. I'm going to give you some more
He
decaf.
should have brought her to Dr. Macchiato and got a professional opinion.
More Kona, yeah.
But I think come clean.
Come clean.
I think so.
All right, Insta.
Let's leave it there for Instagram. I'm going to go next with this one.
Yep.
I'm going to go flashback. This comes from MySpace.
That was the gateway drug.
That was the
social
gateway-
media.
that was the gateway drug
The
for
first
social
one
media.
for everyone, I'd say.
Yeah.
So MySpace writes, is this to be expected that I have a right over this guy?
Okay.
Basically, this guy asked me out. I said no. A couple of months later, one of my friends introduced her new boyfriend. It's the same guy. I've hung out with them a few times and quite like him. Seeing as he asked me out first, is this a case of first in, best dressed? I am definitely better dressed. Brackets, and more attractive.
He's taking the saying literally.
Than her, it's a girl. And no, I would be happier if I had him. Is it my right as I was first? MySpace.
No. I mean,
Explain your logic. Don't just say no.
No. So, in other words, she's saying, like, come in best dress, like... You first in best dress.
he was
You
obviously-
were not first in best dress. This saying does not apply
You were never in.
to this. Exactly.
You were never in.
He asked you out. You said no. That was end of transaction.
That's it. It's done.
That's it. It's
And now
done.
now that somebody else has swooped in, she's like, well, that
And
was
she
mine.
started to get to know him.
Yeah.
And she's like, he really seems all right. And I know he likes me. Or
Yeah,
he
he did.
once upon a time. Maybe I should just then take over.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is your friend, isn't it?
Yeah. It's her
She's
friend.
trying to steal her friend. You sound like a horrible beast.
She's
Yeah.
not interested in the guy.
No.
And I'll tell you why. I've had friends like this in the past.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where they have been hooking up with a girl.
Yep.
And then it comes to a finish. On their terms, the guy's the one who ends it.
They're like, yeah, no more.
All of a sudden, they catch wind of that girl's talking to another guy. All of a sudden, that girl they had no interest in becomes the most
Hot property.
desirable thing in the world.
I
It's
let her
like,
go. The
yeah.
one I go away.
hang on a second, I've made a mistake here. I want you back. They get the girl back, and then a week later say, I've made a horrible mistake. And they end it again.
Oh,
I've seen
God.
that happen more than once.
Really?
And it's like, you guys are garbage people.
So
Yeah.
it's the allure of like, well, now I can't have it.
It's the child thing of like, I don't have that toy anymore,
Yeah.
and now that someone else is playing with it, I want it.
Even
Yeah.
though you had the toy.
Yes.
And you were like, I don't like this toy.
I don't like this toy.
It's like
not
we
for
don't
me.
grow out of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there are some people. I don't think it's because this is from a woman. It's not just
Yep.
guys, obviously.
Yep.
But I think some people have this undeserved ownership over some people, where
Yeah.
they feel like they control what this person
She does sound like she wants the
Yeah.
rights to him.
Exactly,
It's,
yeah.
it's not like a sports contract. Like you have the rights to the purchase
Yeah.
a player.
Legally, he has to be with
you
me.
can't have him in your starting 11 because you didn't sign him.
Yeah,
That's the reality.
Exactly.
Very
It doesn't
true.
work like that. I think it's the common thing that people want what they can't have.
Yeah.
The moment that this guy became unavailable, you're like,
He became the sexiest
hey,
thing in the
hold
world.
on, he
Yeah.
shoots at gold.
Yeah.
I want some of this.
When he
Doesn't
might not
work.
actually be that amazing. to
No,
her.
well, not for her. Maybe he's amazing and she just blew it.
Well,
Blew it.
how would you feel if you were with somebody,
Yep.
let's just say, or you were with somebody and you found out that one of your friends had been with them before, and they were interested in them? Like, how would you tackle that with how would you deal with the friend?
So you're saying I am not MySpace in this situation,
Let's
but
just say
I'm the
Damien-
friend. I'm the two friend
Put it in context of us, so it makes more sense.
Damien had been or
dating a girl, seeing a girl.
You're seeing a girl.
Yep.
She was interested in Damien before. Damien
Yep.
said no.
Yep.
And then she's now into you.
Yeah.
But Damien suddenly wants her.
Then I'd be like,
How do you deal with Damien? Is
How do
what
I
I'm
deal with
saying.
Damien? I'm
Yeah.
like, you blew it. That's
Yeah.
it. I'd be like, Damien, you blew it.
I think it also
Mine.
comes down to
Mine.
if the girl he's seeing is
Yeah.
reciprocating those feelings.
That's a very good
I
point.
would obviously never do that to Mark because he's a close friend of mine. But I think I've
and
been
he's not a horrible human being.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
He wouldn't do, even if we weren't close friends, he wouldn't
He's
do
not a
that.
garbage man.
Here's another question for you guys. Did you when you guys were younger in your teenage days, did you ever hook up with a girl that one of your friends had hooked up with prior to?
Oh, and it's like someone had been there first.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I did as well.
And how did that?
I like in
How
theory.
do I taste, bro?
Yeah, now, in theory, you have that dumb thought of like, another guy's been with. I think it's weird because your friend's been with her, right?
I
That's
basically
your
just
thought
kissed
process.
my friend.
Yeah, that's your thought process.
Yeah.
But to me, I only ever would do it if my friend if there was nothing more than just hooking up, right?
Yeah.
If it was like they had a relationship, that's completely out of bounds. So
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
But if it was just like, they hooked up at a party, then that was always fine for me.
Yeah.
It's how I looked at it
Yeah.
anyway.
I looked at it more as if they gave the blessing, then
That's the thing. Yeah, and you always go to the friend
it
as
was
well.
more of a case of I came and I'm like, hey, we seem to be hitting it off, like me and this other girl. Do you give the blessing? And he's like, yeah, all right, I don't
it's
care.
like,
I'm
no,
over
yeah.
it.
I'm
Now
not
that
interested.
I'm older as well, it's like one of those things. Like you guys. Well, we're adults now, but it's kind of like whatever. Like
Yeah.
people have histories with other people.
It's just what
not
it
a big
is.
deal. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
you know.
You can be like a grown up about it. You don't
Yes.
own anybody. You
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
have any sort of power
Yeah,
over
yeah.
them.
It's not like I was like, it's like I found out, oh, you were dating this guy. No, that's it. I'm out of it. I don't want any part of it. You what? I can't believe
I think
it.
one of my friends actually, like, he's married, and I'm pretty sure his wife
Used to date.
had hooked up with his brother beforehand.
Wow.
I think.
I mean, that happens. I can see that happening because it's just like
Like, that's how they.
it's like either the girl or the guy's into like some sort of friendship group,
Yeah.
some sort of family,
Yeah.
and that's not the right person for him.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
someone else in the group is.
They
And that's
find
the
someone
thing.
who's the better match.
And
Yeah.
obviously, it's not that like I couldn't get him, so I went with my silver medal sort of situation.
No.
It might be more like he's the right person. People are people, and
Yeah,
they're people are very
exactly.
different.
Exactly. It's like you could tell that. Yeah, it's a group thing.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I think that's also kind of the equivalent of like breaking up with somebody, and then the next person they become a partner with, you end up seeing them get married, and it's like, okay, they found the right one. We
Yeah.
were not the right one.
No,
because,
no.
Yeah, we did not get married, but they did. So
That's
they,
right. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't going to go down that way.
Exactly.
So for MySpace, then,
Yes.
wanting to pursue this man,
You are in the wrong MySpace.
Yes, stay
you
away.
are 100% in the
it's
wrong.
not your space.
No, it
Yeah.
is not
It is
your
not your
space.
space at all.
It is their space. Let them
Respect their space, MySpace. Is that a fair summary to say?
I believe it was the Counting Crows who said, "Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone."
Paved paradise, and they pulled up a parking lot.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Even though that's not their song, it's a cover,
no,
but it doesn't
no,
matter.
no.
But like, I think, you just want it because you can't have it.
Yeah, exactly. I think you need to grow up a little bit and realize you didn't want him the first time around.
Yeah, you had your shot.
You had your shot, you blew it.
Yeah, maybe just realize that you don't actually
Well,
want.
not even think of it, you blew it. You didn't like him the first time around. Maybe when you get him this time around, he'll be the exact same as what it was the first time. And you fucked up not only your friendship,
Yeah.
but the relationship as well.
It's true.
Just
Then you end
the
up with nothing.
sabotage is too strong.
Yeah,
You end up-
start a new MySpace.
There you go. Let's leave it there for MySpace then. All right, Marcus, you're up next.
Yeah, so this one is going to come from. It was actually in the news, I think maybe a few months ago. Tumblr,
Oh yeah, Tumblr.
because Tumblr wasn't allowing porn on there anymore. Apparently,
Yeah, but it just became a porn dumping ground.
yeah,
I think.
that's what it was famous for a very long time.
Right.
Porn. Anyway, Tumblr writes in: was I rude to try to dodge a handshake? At church this morning, one other regular sat right in front of me. I don't care for him. We were neighbors, went to the same gym, and volunteered at the same place. And he wouldn't ever give me the time of day, figuratively. When it came time for the passing of the peace, where you greet people sitting around you, I turned to everyone else around me and shook hands and said hello. I was hoping that the passing of the peace would then be over. But as I was turning back to sit down, the former neighbor leaned to me and extended his hand. I was facing him, but just ignored him. Turned to the person next to him, greeted the other person, and shook her hand.
That's not very godly of him.
In church of all places. The former
God
neighbor...
forgives all, so he's
it's
fine.
true,
Yeah, the former neighbor was still standing there with his hand out, so I had to shake it. Ugh. Was my attempted dodge rude? So often during the passing of the peace, you have multiple people greeting you at the same time, and and people extend their hands and miss, and it's fine. But I moved right by him and his extended hand and shook hands to the person next to him. Thank you, Tumblr.
So there's the whole thing of peace be with you, peace be with you. You shake hands with people around you.
in church, yes,
My fellow
yeah.
Catholic boys, we all understand.
We
Yes.
all understand, but for the non-Catholics out
So
there,
you show
it
a sign of
happens.
peace, you shake hands with everybody around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter who they are. You're just like, hey,
you
whatever.
got to
dude.
show peace
Yeah.
to the people around you in
right,
your
right,
community.
right.
I think the older I've gotten, I would prefer, as dumb as it looks, I would rather fist bump people than shake their hands.
Yeah,
Even
right.
in church?
Even in church. Peace be with
The
you.
priest comes, peace be with you, brother.
right, yeah.
Pound it, pound it, pound it.
No, peace be with you, brother. I'm not brother, father. I said it twice.
Pound it, Pontius Pilate. You know, like I'd rather just pound fists. You know what I mean?
They're like knock elbows.
It is like
Yeah.
like your hands are touching everything,
Yeah.
and then they're just combining in this gross exchange of
Yeah.
whatever you guys have touched.
And you're like, I'll shake Marcus's hand, who shook someone else's hand, who
Yes.
then shake someone else's hand.
Guys.
We're all going to get sick.
Yeah, but
Kissing a girl that my friends have hooked up with, no problem.
No problem. Yeah, right.
Shaking the hands of a friend,
guys,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's a line.
That's too far.
But hold on, guys. Hold on. I feel like you guys are being germaphobes at this point. People wash their hands, yeah?
Yeah, but do they?
Yes.
People
But
wash
do
their hands,
they?
but do they wash their phones?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
What?
yeah, they wash their
I
phones.
put this in the washing machine all the time,
Right,
buddy.
so they take